Hey, listen. Don't look too tired. You gotta get ready because your energy gotta get up. This is the last 5 days of your business, not Primerica business, your business. And if you don't play this time, I don't know what's gonna happen because most people are gonna fall asleep these last 5 days and won't wake up even until March 2022. And then all of a sudden their first quarter is gone. So today we're gonna go over the month end plays, ideas that you guys can use to get immediate business, some low hanging fruit, and of course how to work through certain markets. Me and Shondell put our heads together last night, and we found something so eye-opening when we went through our numbers from last month, since November is not over yet, and I hope it really helps you guys. So make sure you have your notes out and pay attention. All right, Shondell, take it over.
All right, good morning, guys. Super excited to be training with you again this week, and obviously it's crunch time. We got to make some things happen. So we're talking about month ends. When we get into month end, for anybody who doesn't know, everyone on here should have been finished with Shaq's classes and know what month end means. But obviously, we need to get everybody to hit the board before Wednesday midnight, right? So with that, month end is not just about pushing to hit your goals. It's about becoming a person of a certain character. Legends are made in the last 5 days. So with that, guys, you have to make sure that you realize that there's a lot of time. 5 days is a lot of time, right? It's almost an entire week minus the weekend. And I mean, I've had situations where I've gotten 2 or 3 recruits in a day. I think Josh and his team, they've maybe gotten 4 recruits in a day, right? I've seen Shay and Jen and Gabe and Ismaldo get, and I can't remember his name right now. Either way, but I've seen people get like 5-6 sales in a day, guys. 5-6 sales in a day or in 2 days. So it's not impossible. I think our team record, we did like 17,000 in production in 1 week. That has been our overall record. So when you guys think about it, 5 days is plenty of time, a lot of time left to get things going. And so when you hit the board during month end, you're the proof that the business works or doesn't work. So you want to make sure that you're performing, because if you don't perform, your team's not going to perform. Your team usually will do about half of what you do at all times, right? So if it's month end and you start, I don't know what I'm going to do these last 5 days and scurry away, your team is going to kind of do something similar to that. So you want to make sure that you're doing the right things at all times within the business. Now, if you're already thinking next month, you kind of let your team down, right? I'm a team player. And so I always want to make sure, hey, how can I help my upline, my team, my vice president hit the goals that they need to hit? Right? So 5 days is a lot of time. Some people, you might feel like, hey, maybe I'm not where I need to be for my personal goals, but even if I get 1 recruit or 1 sale, that can help the team hit the goals that the team had for the month as well. So you don't want to back down and keep pushing all the way until the end. So a couple month end plays. So there's fortune in the follow-up, guys. You want to reach out and kind of utilize every scenario that you can have. So first thing is you can reach out to old teammates. Sometimes you have recruited people in the past and maybe they're not super active right now. Reach out to them. Hey, what's going on? It's holiday season, so it's a good excuse to reach out to a lot of people. Hey, what's going on? Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Just wanted to check in with you. Are you open to getting licensed again? Maybe you ran into somebody that might need coverage, or do you know somebody, maybe a veteran that might be open to getting licensed? Reach out to old teammates, see what they could potentially help you with. Reach out to the not the right time teammates. You guys have probably talked to a lot of people that were like, oh, it's not right timing right now. I got a lot of stuff going on. Got to take care of a couple things. So those are people that you can reach back out to as well for recruits. Same thing for clients. And then carrybacks, missed closes, increases. I know Jen is like really, really good at getting increases, right, over time. So with that, reaching out to your old clients, checking if there's anything that has changed to help them increase coverage or add child riders. I know Donald has used a great story for that as well. Old clients that fell off. So if you've been in the business for over a year, if any clients their policies have lapsed for over a year, you can reach back out to them and submit a new application for that and get credit. And then updated beneficiary emergency contact. So I think Jen's going to go over that on the next slide. But that's another huge way to instantly get some more contacts to reach out to. Then you want to leverage having a team huddle up or a team meeting, right? Find the players that want to get something done. Reach out to your team, say, hey guys, we're going to hop on Zoom for the next 5-10 minutes. Anybody that really wants to push hard to hit the goals for month end, hop on and we'll talk about what we have going on, pipeline, all of those various areas to see what we can do to hit the board before month end. Who are your team players? Usually people that are trying to fill up their schedule, setting appointments. So after every Saturday training, obviously we focus on setting appointments. So we set up the next 7 days, but obviously we have until Wednesday. So we want to pack out our schedule as much as possible between now and Wednesday. And then you want to be the right month end closer and duplicate that, right? Again, back to what we were saying earlier, if you do the right things, your team will do the right things for you at month end. We love posting on Telegram when people hit, hey, month end closer, fourth quarter, play till the whistle, all the things to keep people motivated for who and recognize the people that did hit the board during these last couple days. So Jen's going to go over the emergency contact group, because I think this is like, we were calling this the Hail Mary last night when we were talking about it.
Yeah, so before I go into that, let me just go back to the slide that Shondell was talking about. Mm-hmm. So let me give you guys a couple of examples, because this can go over a lot of your heads if you're not as creative or you're not used to doing this, okay? I reached out to, because my goal when I give a commitment, it's mainly to close business that day. It's not just the activity. And you're not going to close if you're not intentional about it. If you don't intend to close, you will not close. If you don't intend to book a QA, you will not book a QA. If you don't intend to recruit somebody, you will not recruit anybody. Things will not fall out of the sky. I'm sorry to say that, but month end is not going to finish strong for you. You got to finish month end strong, right? And so when I called somebody who was an old teammate. He's still licensed with us. Awesome friend of mine. And if you guys don't know already, because you finished Shaq's class and everyone here is licensed, term now, for the most part, you can apply for term now up to $300,000 without a pyramid required. Okay, you won't need to do custom advantage. If you don't know what that means, call your trainer. And so one of my teammates had 150,000, but he wants to have kids in the future. He wants to get a house. And when you purchase a house, typically with the way, especially DC market is going, everything's going to be over 300,000, every single thing, even condos. So I talked about the lock-in theory and say, hey, you know, right now we're the youngest and we're the most healthiest relatively to what we'll be later on. I know you want a family. I know you want to get a house. I personally increased my policy back in May up to 700,000. And a lot of people are increasing their policies now too, because they just want to make sure they lock in case they even catch COVID or can't apply or can't get approved for the future. So since everyone's doing it now, I thought it'd be responsible on my end to hit you up and offer what Primerica is offering you right now before, you know, anything's too late. So he wanted to increase to the full 300,000. And that right there was I think a $50 or $40 increase. So that was cool. Carrybacks, missed closes, that's kind of self-explanatory. As long as you have a list, you're good to go. The increases I actually got from, as an idea, from Donald. Okay, so Donald had a story about a client's child passing away so soon, and they had just added the child rider, and the child rider was 30,000, right? Most of us did 5,000 or 10,000 child riders, but I hit up Donald and I said, Donald, talk to me like I'm a client, because you know what? I intend to close. I intend to get an increase. I intend to get results. So I'm going to ask somebody who has the results that I want and something that I can learn new from that is working. So I called Donald, and Donald gave the whole script to me, and I put it down word for word. I didn't change anything. I called all my clients that didn't have a maxed out child rider, And that was another, thing of like a low hanging fruit, because children are not income makers or income takers. So it is better for you and for the client to increase their coverage versus the child's coverage. Okay, just making sure you guys know that. But I looked at my list of clients to see who didn't have a maxed out child rider, and I called all of them and I ran Donald's whole script word for word. And every single time it's worked. Now there have been a couple of clients here and there who said, let me think about it, right? But I've got two increases coming, because I let them know, hey, the deadline by November, increases are going to be more pricey in the future because everyone's just going to keep getting older. So you just want to lock in for your child now. Old clients that fell off over a year, call home office first before you call your client and thinking you have a new app, okay? Make sure you confirm with home office. And so I'm going to go over the beneficiary and emergency contacts when I follow up with current clients that already have an application. I typically follow up every 6 months with a client, especially if I feel like I don't have enough new activity, in my opinion, going on. I'll go back to my old clients. And you guys can write this down. Nothing bad happens when you call your clients. Nothing bad happens. They're actually happy to hear from you because they know you didn't just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, them, right? So I'll call on a birthday. I'll call on a holiday. I'll text them on Thanksgiving. And I'll ask them, hey, what's going on? Anything new? And, sometimes they'll say, oh, well, me and so-and-so are no longer together. Oh, wow. So you had him down as your beneficiary. We may need to change that, right? Yes. And guess what comes with beneficiaries? New emergency contacts. So, and also if you haven't been able to reach an old emergency contact, some emergency contacts don't answer, they don't call back. Some of them, they no-show your meeting, right? You can contact the client and say, hey, are you sure you want to list this person down as your emergency contact? Because they honestly have been really hard to reach, and I would hate for something serious to really happen, and then we're really not able to reach them. So is there another emergency contact that we can trust to just get in contact with your child or husband, wife, significant other, whatever, mom, etc.? So let's go over this script really quick. First is going to be the text message, the call in or the text that I send to current clients. Sometimes clients don't answer because they're at their job or maybe they're just busy. Honestly, I call my clients more than they call me, and that's okay because it's my responsibility to reach out to them, not the other way around. And it's always awesome when you can call a client first and then they have more business to give you. Oh, I've been thinking about you, Shondell. I'm so glad you called. Hey, I forgot to put in $6,000 and max out my Roth for the year. That's what happened to me literally a couple of days ago, right? I was sitting with Lelex on the phone. I was on the phone in the office and Lelex was just in front of me. We were just talking, and then I called one of my clients to follow up. And she's like, hey, I forgot to tell you, I finally found my rollover information. That's a $7,000 rollover getting ready to happen, right? That's easy money, simple money. 10 minutes of paperwork, you're done, right? You send it in, make a 3-way call, boom. Anyway, so those are just a couple of things that can happen. So let's talk about this script. So if I call my client and she doesn't answer or he doesn't answer, I'm going to immediately text this. Okay. Hey, Shondell, I'm updating client files right now. I remember your original contact wasn't responsive. Can you send me up to 1 to 3 updated emergency contacts on behalf of your daughter in case something happens and I'm not able to reach her? Name, number, and relation is perfect. Thank you. That's it. Straightforward. And, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And I'm just being assumptive, right? I'm not saying, hey, is it okay if? No, this is a required move on our behalf to take care of your family that you trusted us to take care of. So in order for us to be able to meet your wishes for your family, God forbid something happens, we need those emergency contacts. Make sense, guys? So since my goal is 3 referrals a day, sometimes I'll just send like 5 text messages, and 1 out of 4 of the clients will answer that same day. But then the next day, the rest of them will answer. It's pretty cool. And then a couple of clients have came from that. Next, so this is when we call the beneficiary and or emergency contact. So Shonda, just role play with me real quick. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon. Can I speak to Shondell Dobie, please?
Yeah, this is Shondell.
Hi, Shondell. This is Jennifer Lee. We haven't had the chance to meet yet, but I was giving you a call because Otis, your father, had listed you as a beneficiary on his policy. Did he tell you to expect a call from me?
Yeah, he did actually.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be very brief if you're busy, but one of the issues in our industry right now is that a lot of companies are not paying out claims to families for several reasons. Families didn't know about the policy, how to contact the agent, or who the company was. So to avoid this from happening, our company issues emergency contacts and or beneficiary contacts. These are close friends or family who they trust to make sure that their wishes are honored. That's why he named you as his beneficiary. And what I like to do is set up a Zoom for about 15 to 20 quick minutes and give you the certificate, explain some things, and if anything should happen, we already have a relationship built. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
Okay, awesome. So this is again going to be on Zoom, but when are you typically not working? On the weeknights or weekends? What's better for you?
Weeknights are good.
Okay, we can do Monday or Tuesday. Does it matter for you?
Tuesday's good.
Tuesday, 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
8. Okay, so I'm gonna send you an email with the Zoom ID. What's your email?
Shondell.Davida.
Awesome. So I repeat the email. She says yes, that's correct. You're gonna receive an email from me that says beneficiary contact appointment with Jennifer Lee. So please look out for that and just say that in your emails, and we'll meet on 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Thank you so much and happy holidays.
Thanks, you too.
And that's exactly how the call is gonna go, guys. Literally. It's not hard at all. You just gotta make sure you build some rapport in the beginning, make sure they know who you are, and then just, end really nicely. All right. Next.
Awesome. So with that, what we were thinking while we were going through as well is that sometimes you guys might say, well, Shondell and Jen, you guys have a lot of clients. You can call them for referrals. You can call and ask for these emergency contacts or beneficiary contacts. You have so many people that you can go see. And so what we really wanted to help you guys realize is that a lot of our clients end up coming from recruiting, right? We have a very strong recruiting mentality. So these people are not just like coming up from nowhere. A lot of it has stemmed from recruiting, which is what we kind of had, not necessarily an epiphany, but it was cool when we looked through our numbers for last month and kind of tracked back where all of the clients came from when we both had pretty good personal production months last month. So with that, number one, you got to have a standard and a belief in recruiting. You have to believe that recruiting is going to solve all your problems, right? Recruiting is something that's positive. Yes, you have to be working with people, but you have to believe that that is going to help you accomplish your goals, help you create a passive income, help you build a business. You have to have that builder's mentality, because here, Jen and I, we know we don't want to be a salesperson for the rest of our lives. We don't want to have to be working from client to client to client to client, right? So with that, if we can now have that mentality of building and recruiting and training and developing a team of people that can go out and help others and have huge production months just like us and duplicate, then now we know that we can have a business built. And so that has always been a very strong focus. Obviously, we talk about double-digit recruiting and getting on the call with Bruce, and that's been huge for us as well. So if you guys don't know what double-digit recruiting is, that's just recruiting 10 people within your team in 1 month. So again, you want to also set that expectation with anybody that you're talking to. Hey, can we get you 10 people on your team this month? And that was pretty exciting. It was pretty cool to see. I know Marin on Josh's team came in right away, and I think double digit, maybe not the first month, but second month, I think brought in like 16 recruits in a month. Then we had Jamal and Walt, they came in again, and just both of them got 6 recruits, so double digited through their team as well. So just having that focus and bringing it in through your team is very, very important. So what are some things that we do regularly to make sure that we're focusing on recruiting? You want to post activity daily. So by now, everybody should have Telegram, and you should be using your Telegram regularly. So different teams have different chats that they post on with activity. So you want to post your activity, because if you're posting activity, that's another way to keep accountable. Number one, to yourself, but then 2, to your upline and to your team. So when you're posting your daily activity, it literally can be anything, guys, right? Certain threads, we only post results, but a lot of teams, again, have just specific activity. So what does that mean? Hey, I went out today.